I'm Jared Dienda, and this is SnapOn Tools Great Garages. We're at Pahrump, Nevada at Spring Mountain Motor Resort and Country Club, where they have the longest track in the country, as well as high-performance cars and high-performance tools. Let's go check it out.
Hey, Jared.
Todd, how are we doing, man? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
I've never been here before. I'm blown away with this facility because this isn't just a track. This is like an experience. You're seeing garages, you're seeing houses. Break down some of the specs, how long the track is, and what exactly is this place all about?
Spring Mountain Motor Resort and Country Club is the longest racetrack in North America at over 6.1 miles. We have over 300 club members.
See, it's not just a track. It's a motor resort and country club. So you can turn and burn, of course, but there's plenty other things to do here at Spring Mountain.
Absolutely. You can go fly 30 feet in the air. Who wouldn't want to do that, right?
Of course.
We have a pool, jacuzzi, we have a masseuse on staff.
So if you could, tell me a little bit about the levels of motorsports and driving that happens here at Spring Mountain.
Anybody that buys a brand new Corvette, Chevrolet pays 60 to 72% of their tuition. So for $1,000, they can come through and do a 2-day school. Anybody that buys a brand new ATSV or CTSV, they get a 2-day school free on behalf of Cadillac. It's an addiction, it's like a drug, right? They come through once, they want to do more. Next thing you know, they want to go do a radical school. We'll put them in that car, teach them, but we teach everybody from your beginner all the way to your professionals.
Well, before we do the grand tour, where exactly are we standing?
And we're in the showroom. And what's great is our members, they buy membership, what do they need? Well, now they need a car. So they can walk, 30 feet over and go buy yourself a race car.
I mean, this place is just impressive, and you're utilizing SnapOn Tools.
The truck comes out here every week, gives us the support we need. It's precision tools for precision cars.
Without further ado, can we check this place out?
Let's go check it out. So Jared, we're here at the north-south track. This is our main Corvette building. We're gonna go meet Victor Resendez, our operations manager.
All right, sounds good. Victor, how are we doing?
Great.
You've been here 20 years. Why SnapOn Tools for you?
Well, SnapOn Tools basically has the best reputation in the industry as the top of the line. And here at Ron Felt's Performance Driving School, that's what we strive for. We strive for using the best tools that we can get our hands on.
Well, right on. How many employees do you have servicing the vehicles?
Well, we have 2 separate shops. Each shop has 5 mechanics on hand, as well as a whole slew of support staff that do side work on the cars as well.
In particular, what SnapOn tool or piece of equipment do you utilize the most within this garage?
Well, within this garage, one of the most highly used tools is our alignment lift. It's a V3400, it's John Bean, owned by SnapOn. It gets used non-stop pretty much.
Why is that such a critical tool?
Precise alignment allows the car to handle better through the corners, so it gives the student a better perspective and a better experience. That also helps with our tire life.
You being a technician yourself, I gotta ask you, what tool in particular is kind of on your wish list?
2 more alignment lifts.
So just
2 more
quantity-wise.
Yeah, just quantity-wise. The tire machines, the balancers, the alignment machines, and our impact tools actually get used the most.
Well, I appreciate your time, and I'll let you get back to it because you got to put more smiles and more miles on faces. Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Sean McGray, how we doing?
Good.
All right. Sean, I understand you've spent 8 years here at this beautiful facility, and what exactly do you do here?
I manage the race team for Spring Mountain Racing.
Right on. And where are we right now?
So we're standing in the race shop. Basically, we work on a couple different brands of cars, and we encompass all the repairs, anywhere from engine rebuilding all the way to chassis replacements.
Really hands-on. So what manufacturers do you do?
So behind us, we have a Radical sports car that's produced in England, and then on the other side of the shop, we have the Wolves, which are produced in northern Italy.
And what's the difference of those vehicles? I mean, some people have never heard of a Radical and a Wolf. Sounds like you're talking about something
Both
else.
extremely fast cars. There's no doubt about that. The Radical is a fiberglass tube chassis car, whereas the Wolf is a carbon fiber monocoque car. A little bit lighter, more power.
These are owned by particular people, so you're servicing them for the owners of the vehicle?
Correct. Most of the cars are all privately owned. One of our biggest specialties that we're known for is arrive and drive. So the customer shows up and they don't ever have to get their hands dirty. They come in, if anything goes wrong with the car, they go to the bar and have a drink and take the rest of the afternoon off.
This thing looks raw. It's raw carbon, and you look at the suspension, it's quite different than a stock car. I mean, this looks almost IndyCar-esque. This is the Wolf. Tell me about it.
So it's a car that's made in Brescia, Italy. It's done by Wolf Manufacturing. This is a GBO8 SM. It's under 1,300 pounds, uses a Honda K24 motor as a power plant, and produces unbelievable downforce on this car. It's a 3.5 G sustained car in a corner, 2.7 to 3.5 under braking. It's just a beast.
It seems like that's an evolution from a street car to a Radical to this. And I'm seeing a lot of tight tolerances here. I mean, that's where SnapOn Tools comes into play.
It does. A lot of their sockets and the ratchets, they've made them in a fashion that you can get into tight places with them, along with their combination wrenches. That's really the only things on this car we use.
So I'm seeing these guys work back here. Why SnapOn Tools?
I mean, to be honest, there's no comparison to anything else.
I gotta ask, what's your favorite tool?
The electric impact stuff. I'm fascinated with the market that they've created with that and the technology that's there.
Well, thanks, Sean. Thank you for your time, and I'll let you get back to work.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
right, Josh, how we doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good. And exactly what do you do here, Josh?
Predominantly work on these cars. We do everything from suspension tuning to gearbox rebuilds.
I see you working on the suspension here. What are some of the essential items that you can't live without over, let's call it what it is, your career at Motorsports?
I would say the 82 Snap-on ratchet. It's essential for getting into tight places.
What's on your wish list?
Maybe a Snap-on torque wrench, half-inch drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not getting specific at all or anything?
No.
I like that. Cool. Well, thanks for your time, Josh.
Thank you.
Jesse, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Well, I'm seeing an engine broken down here. I have to assume we are in the engine room, and your particular job is the shop foreman here. An engine's taken apart here. You get down to the nitty gritty, the nuts and bolts, you get your hands dirty. Snap-on Tools being utilized, I have to assume.
Yes.
Why Snap-on Tools for you?
Right out the gate, SnapOn Tools being reliable. We need reliability in the engine shop. No other manufacturer is going to have that.
You building race engines that go on these Wolves, that go on the Radicals, and kind of all this real technicalities. What's the most crucial tool you utilize in your line of work?
Torque wrench. Click style. Most of our bolts are torque to yield anyway.
You mentioned torque to yield. If you could explain that for somebody that isn't breaking down an engine.
So a torque to yield specification is something like 10 foot-pounds plus 120 degrees. So we use a click style torque wrench to do the initial 10 foot-pounds, and then we use an angle gauge to get the 120 degrees.
You know, the digital does have those options where you could do that. I mean, I got to assume that's on your wish list now,
Absolutely.
Right? What other tools are on your wish list?
Aqua style parts washer. Just to get the engines cleaner, the process that we have now is washing things in solvent.
Well, this is where you're assembling the engines, but right next door we have the dyno where you get to test it. I mean, what kind of horsepower are you looking from the Wolves, and when do you say, oh man, I got to break this thing back down?
For the Wolves, we get right around 230 horse to the wheels. For me, we use the dyno more as a tool, not as a horsepower number thing, but if it's low on power, then absolutely like within 10 horse or so. For the last 6 years, no issues.
Thank you so much, Jesse, for your time, but let's step on over here and let's fire up one of these Wolves, all right? Chief Driving Instructor. You are Rick Malone, and you're basically the Chief Driving Instructor of Ron Fellows Performance Driving School. We've seen the cars, they look great, but what does the Performance Driving School entail here at this beautiful facility?
Well, actually, the Ron Fellows Performance Driving School has several programs, and the most popular one is the Corvette Owners Program, which is designed specifically for the Corvette owner. It's also a subsidized program by GM, so it only costs the consumer $1,000. In that program, not only do you learn more about the car that you're driving every day, but you also get a better understanding of car control and balance. If you choose to go out and track your car, autocross your car, or just do some spirited driving through some mountain roads, you have some sense of how to do it correctly and safely.
We're seeing some Corvettes out here, from the Stingray, the Grand Sport, the Z06, seeing some Camaros out here. So a wide degree of vehicles out here that somebody could experience.
Absolutely, and we also even have the Radical and Wolf racing programs as well.
How important is Snap-on Tools in what you do? You know how critical it is before you get behind the wheel.
We have to make sure the tools work every time they use it. The floor jacks have to operate, the air guns have to operate, and the alignment and racks have to be really precise. So it's really important for us to have a good, high quality pieces of equipment and tools.
So Rick, I gotta ask you, what's your favorite corner here? And also, this is a really cool track. It is the longest track in North America at 6.1 miles.
Oh, it absolutely is. My favorite corner, first of all, is turns 5A and 5B up by the big house. We have 6.1 miles of racetrack here. We can actually run 4 tracks simultaneously.
Wow.
We can actually run 3 driving programs all at the same time, starting on the same day. 3 separate tracks, 3 separate sets of instructors, and 3 separate classrooms. So quite the facility.
There's some new land purchase, and you're really going for it.
Oh, we are. 500 acres all the way to the base of the mountain with plans to build up to 9 more miles of racetrack on that.
I just talk about it, you be about it. Can I get a shotgun ride with you?
Well, absolutely. Let's go do it.
All right, I'm down. Let's do this.
Okay, right on.
Thanks for watching Snap-on Tools Great Garages. For more videos, click here. And for all things Snap-on, be sure to subscribe.